Did you know that the first 2 hours after you wake up could secretly be the most dangerous time for your heart, especially if you're over 65? Most people believe that taking a morning walk is the golden key to a healthy heart. But here's the truth almost no one talks about. There's one simple morning habit, easier than walking, that can actually protect your heart even better. See, everyone's been told that morning exercise is essential. But scientists now warn that early morning is also when your heart is most vulnerable. Your blood pressure spikes, your blood becomes thicker, and your heart has to work twice as hard before it's even ready. So the real problem isn't the exercise itself, it's how we start our mornings. According to the American Heart Association, nearly 40% of heart attacks happen between 6 and 10 a.m. Many older adults jump straight into activity, stretching, jogging, even yard work, while their cardiovascular system is still waking up. A study found that 68% of adults over 65 experience mild heart strain within the first 30 minutes of their day without realizing it. Let me tell you about George, a 68-year-old from Florida. Every morning, he took a brisk 30-minute walk around his neighborhood. Yet during his checkup, his doctor noticed his blood pressure was unstable, and his cholesterol barely changed. Then, a friend suggested he try a 5-minute morning habit instead. Within just 3 weeks, his numbers began to improve. His energy returned, and his doctor was shocked. What George did wasn't magic. It's something modern science has known for decades, but most people have completely overlooked. Today, I'll show you that simple habit. No equipment, no long workouts, that can help balance your blood pressure, boost circulation, and protect your heart every single morning. But before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you, and do you think this video might help your heart? Share in the comments. Our team at Senior Health Tips reads every message. Now, let's begin. Number 4. The morning heart problem. Why your heart is most vulnerable in the morning. You know, most people think their heart starts working hard after they get out of bed. But the truth is, your heart is already fighting an uphill battle the moment you open your eyes. When you wake up, your body releases a rush of a stress hormone called cortisol. It's your built-in alarm clock, meant to help you feel alert. But there's a catch. Cortisol also tightens your blood vessels and raises your blood pressure. At the same time, your blood gets slightly thicker, your heart rate starts climbing, and your body demands more oxygen. All of this happens before you even swing your legs over the side of the bed. Now imagine standing up too quickly, or heading straight outside for a brisk walk. Your heart, which has been idling quietly all night, is suddenly asked to go from 0 to 60 in seconds. It's like starting an old car on a freezing winter morning and slamming the gas pedal before the engine has time to warm up. The parts grind, the oil hasn't fully circulated, and something inside starts to strain. That's exactly what happens inside your chest. Doctors call this the morning surge. It's the reason why heart attacks and strokes are far more common between 6 and 10 a.m. than any other time of day. Your cardiovascular system is adjusting from rest to wakefulness, but if you push it too fast, even with good intentions, it can backfire. Let me tell you about Linda, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Arizona. She's active, she eats well, and she takes a morning walk every day with her neighbor. But almost every morning, she'd feel lightheaded right after leaving the house. She thought maybe it was dehydration or low sugar, but her doctor told her something surprising. Her heart was under thermal stress. During the night, her body temperature dropped slightly, as it does for everyone. When she stepped out into the cool morning air and started walking right away, her blood vessels were constricting while her heart was trying to pump harder. That mismatch created pressure her heart wasn't ready for. Linda was shocked. She thought she was doing everything right. But her cardiologist explained that her heart just needed a few quiet minutes each morning to wake up properly. Once she learned how to do that, her dizzy spells disappeared, and her energy actually improved. So the problem isn't your walk. The problem is that your heart simply isn't ready yet to walk. The key is learning how to wake it up the right way, gently, safely, and effectively. And that's exactly what we'll talk about next. Number 3. The hidden habit. The 5-minute ritual that transforms your heart health. It's not a pill. It's not a workout. It's something far simpler. A quiet 5-minute ritual that helps your heart calm down and get ready for the day ahead. Here's the truth. After a long night of rest, your body wakes up slightly dehydrated. Your blood is thicker, and your heart has to work harder to pump it. That's why the very first thing you do in the morning can either strain your heart or support it. So what's this simple secret? It's what I like to call the hydration plus deep breathing ritual. Start by drinking a warm glass of water, about 8 ounces. You can add a slice of lemon or a bit of fresh ginger if you'd like. The warmth helps relax your blood vessels, while the water thins your blood just enough to ease your heart's workload. It's like giving your heart a gentle head start before the day begins. Then, take 5 minutes, just 5, to breathe. Not the quick, shallow breaths most of us take when we're rushing, but slow, deep breaths. Inhale for a count of 4. Hold for 1. Exhale for 6. Do that rhythm for 5 minutes. As you do, your body begins to shift. Your parasympathetic nervous system, the one that tells your body, "You're safe now," starts to activate. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure evens out, and your circulation improves. A 2022 Harvard study found that adults between 60 and 70 who practiced mindful breathing daily lowered their risk of high blood pressure by 23%. 23%, just from breathing more intentionally. Why does it work so well? Because deep breathing sends a signal straight to your heart that says, "Relax. Everything's okay." Your blood vessels widen, oxygen moves more freely, and your entire cardiovascular system becomes more balanced. It's incredible how such a small ritual can make such a big difference. Let me tell you about George, 68, from Florida. After years of morning walks and blood pressure pills, he added this simple 5-minute ritual to his routine. Within 3 weeks, his blood pressure dropped from 142/90 to 125/78. He started sleeping better, felt less tired, and said his mornings felt lighter. He told me, "It's like my heart finally learned how to rest again." Think about that, just water and breathing. No machines, no medication, no cost. And the best part? You don't need to be perfect. Even if you only manage 2 or 3 minutes at first, your heart still benefits. So next time you wake up, don't rush. Take a sip, take a breath, and let your heart settle into the day. Because sometimes, the strongest thing you can do for your heart is to slow down. And the amazing part is, in just 5 minutes every morning, you can help your heart work like a well-oiled engine, smooth and steady all day long. But how do you make sure you're doing it the right way? That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next part. Number 2. The routine. How to do this morning. Habit the right way. Most people do this wrong, and it costs them nearly 80% of the benefits. See, it's not just what you do in the morning, it's how you do it. Every movement, every breath, every small detail matters when it comes to protecting your heart. So let's go step by step and make sure you're getting it right. Step 1. Don't jump out of bed. When you first open your eyes, stay still for a few seconds. Feel your heartbeat. Then slowly sit up. Not too fast. Place one hand over your chest and take a deep breath in for 4 seconds. Hold and exhale gently for 6 seconds. Do this 3 times. It's simple, but powerful. That slow breathing tells your heart, "Hey, we're awake, but we're safe." You're allowing your body to adjust, giving your blood pressure time to rise naturally instead of spiking all at once. Step 2. Drink a glass of warm water. Not hot, not cold, just comfortably warm. Think of it as a wake-up hug for your blood vessels. Warm water helps your blood flow more smoothly and rehydrates your cells after a night of rest. If you like, you can squeeze in a bit of lemon or drop in a thin slice of ginger. It not only tastes refreshing, but gently stimulates your digestive and circulatory systems. A great way to start the day. Step 3. Focus on your breathing. Now take 10 deep, slow breaths. Inhale through your nose. Imagine your chest expanding, your heart opening like a flower. Exhale through your mouth, slowly, as if releasing tension from every muscle. With each breath, picture your blood moving more freely, carrying oxygen to every cell. This isn't just imagination, it's physiology. When you breathe deeply, your vagus nerve activates, lowering your heart rate and stabilizing your blood pressure. It's literally resetting your cardiovascular system for a smoother day ahead. Optional step. Add calmness to your space. Play soft instrumental music, or open a window to let in fresh morning air. The combination of oxygen, gentle sound, and natural light tells your body that the day is beginning, peacefully. Science backs this up. These tiny steps improve blood circulation, reduce morning spikes in blood pressure, and help your cells absorb oxygen more efficiently. It's like pressing the reset button on your cardiovascular system before life's daily stress begins. And here's something you'll notice after a few days. Your mornings feel lighter, your head clearer, your chest less tight. You start the day not in a rush, but in rhythm with your body. So I'll ask you this. Have you ever taken 5 minutes each morning just to breathe deeply and felt calmer, more grounded afterward? If not, maybe tomorrow's the perfect day to start. Because what you're doing here isn't just a routine, it's a conversation with your heart. You're teaching it to start slow, steady, and strong. And here's the surprising part. This simple routine might actually protect your heart better than a morning walk. We'll get to that in the next section. Number 1. The science behind why it works better than a walk. Walking is great for your body, but this simple morning habit builds a stronger, steadier heart. Let me explain why. When you go for a morning walk, your heart suddenly has to shift gears, from resting all night to pumping hard to keep up with movement. For younger hearts, that quick jump can be fine. But after 60, that instant spike can be tough. Imagine your heart like the engine of an older car. If you start it up on a cold morning and press the gas right away, the engine strains. It still runs, but it wears down faster over time. Now, compare that to starting the car gently, letting it idle, letting the oil warm and flow smoothly, then driving off. That's exactly what this warm water and deep breathing ritual does for your heart. Here's the science behind it. When you start your morning with deep breathing, your vagus nerve, the body's natural calm switch, activates. It slows your heart rate just enough to stabilize blood flow. At the same time, that warm glass of water begins to thin your blood slightly and improves circulation. So instead of a sharp surge in heart rate like during a sudden walk, your heart wakes up in harmony with your body. A 2021 study from Japan found that older adults who practiced a simple morning breathing routine for 2 months saw their LDL cholesterol drop by 12%, and their CRP levels, a marker of heart inflammation, were 18% lower than those who started their day with brisk walking right after waking up. That's not a small difference. Lower LDL means cleaner arteries, lower CRP means less inflammation, and a calmer cardiovascular system overall. Think about that for a moment. Just breathing and sipping warm water gently prepare your heart to handle the rest of your day more efficiently. It's not about avoiding exercise. It's about setting the stage before you move. Walking strengthens your muscles. But this habit strengthens your foundation, the heart itself. It trains your cardiovascular system to adapt, to flow, and to stay balanced even under stress. So while walking is still a fantastic routine, it works best when your heart has already been gently awakened, when your circulation is smooth, your blood pressure stable, and your heart ready to move. That's what this ritual does. It gives your heart a head start. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about moving more, it's about moving smarter. And remember this line, because it sums up everything we've talked about. Walking is wonderful, but only when your heart has been awakened the right way first. Protecting your heart isn't about doing more. It's about doing smarter. Just 5 quiet minutes each morning. That's all it takes to give your heart what it truly needs. Peace. Not pressure. Not perfection. Just a calm, steady beginning that sets the tone for everything that follows. Think about it. Your heart beats over 100,000 times a day without asking for much in return. Maybe it deserves those 5 minutes of care. Remember George? He still takes his morning walks, but now he starts with that simple breathing and warm water ritual. His doctor says his heart sounds stronger than ever. And Linda, she still tends to her garden every morning, but she no longer feels lightheaded when she bends to water her plants. What changed wasn't her lifestyle. It was how she started her day. They didn't have to overhaul their routines. They just shifted their mornings, from rushing to reconnecting, from stress to stillness. So maybe tomorrow, before you reach for your phone or your coffee, take a breath. Feel your chest rise. Sip that warm water. Remind your heart that it's safe, that it's cared for. Because every calm morning is like a quiet promise. One that says, I'm still here, I'm still strong, and I'm taking care of myself. If this video spoke to you, try this simple morning ritual for just 7 days. See how your body responds, how your energy feels, how your heart settles. And then, share your experience in the comments below. I read every single one. In our next video, we'll explore another natural habit that helps lower blood pressure. No medication needed, just gentle science-backed steps that work. Thank you for watching Senior Health Tips, Healthy Aging. Take care of your heart, and it will take care of you. See you in the next one.